looking to switch things up.
Yeah, the pressure kind of got stopped, though, by Kiro. It was Pink, Nebs, and Kio's trio that they land up at the top northeast side of the map. The issue is, it seems like they were quick to go third party that pump power engagement, knocking Prodoxy and kind of stopping their aggression. But you can see how Pablo was actually able to pick up Cantry there. Nice quick elimination. They don't want to risk anything more. Cammy qualifying through the last chance qualifier. Now with a couple eliminations, starting it off. Pressure is on their shoulders today. When we looked at the computer simulation, all the top 5 are trios that have already qualified to the global championship in previous majors. So if you keep that in mind, there is only 4 spots open for grabs, but you know, if the simulation's true and all those trios end up in the top 5, all you could really need maybe is a top 9, top 10, and it could be enough.
You can run the numbers all day long, the Takata, but simulations are never going to be able to emulate what's taking place with these surge bases. It is so troublesome for teams not only to make rotates, but you see players like CZB, they'll get the knocks, but it's coming from the void. So Teeny, no concerns whatsoever. He's going to be able to be revived easily in the safety of his surge base. And this is really what has been the #1 disruption factor for so many teams across every single region, because these surge numbers are just scaling up to crazy metrics that I think any, you know, favoritism simulation is going to have difficulty keeping tabs on.
The good news is, it's not all surge bases. We do have a bit of action as well. It's at Utopia City. The 2 trios going head-to-head, now deciding to take a later engagement. Not the quick 50-50 off spawn. There's more than enough loot for both trios to get kitted up and then get into the action. As now shots are being traded back and forth. Dong has been fully cracked, forced to pop a few minis. If you look at the mini-map bottom right, not a single third party in sight yet. So for now, a bit of freedom to kind of play it slow.
This is still causing a little bit of a hiccup in both of these teams' early game strategies, though, because they are just so focused on each other. The longer you stay locked into these engagements, the easier it then becomes for a third-party scenario to develop. And already just a little bit south of Utopia, teams starting to make way, teams starting to just push in a little bit closer. They want to be able to, if they can't find knocks or eliminations themselves, at least get a few tags in there, and it's going to be Ivan's team. Ifrozi not even sold that Howley, Hizix, or Dandakuzo even had someone scouting the distance, and that could be the difference maker too. Hizix now maybe getting a little bit of a hunch. Hey, we've been making a lot of commotion here. There probably is a third-party lurk. Let's take a quick pause. And so just like that, action gonna fizzle out temporarily, but we are still looking at very early zone search as the priority here, Takata, and anything can happen. One thing's for sure, the Big-Star and Bemis, they don't want to find themselves getting sandwiched.
Definitely not. It was only a matter of time until that third party came through. It shows the difference of these Grand Finals lobbies compared to the play-ins, compared to the groups. It's 12 matches of the exact same trios competing head-to-head who are the best in the region, so you know they're going to put in the work to know exactly what's happening in their surroundings, how their opponents rotate, when they tend to fight. The perfect opportunity to kind of mix up those fights and go for the third parties. It's a game that not just starts beforehand in the prep, but as the days go on, and the pressure is going to be continued from Ifrozi here. Frozy. Not a full commit though, just shots back and forth.
Still gave enough time though for Pickstorm and Demas to vacate the vicinity, and now it just comes down exclusively to how much are you willing to invest here. Howley, Hizix, Dandakuzo, they don't have a choice. They're gonna have to take this fight. They've burned all of their material in that initial engagement at Utopia, and so now the leftovers scrambling underneath this tower post-up, and Howley holding strong for right now, but yeah, these walls are just getting completely berated by Ivan's team. And Ivan now looking for a wraparound, hopefully trying to see if he can open up a flank angle. Dandakuzo spots it out, but still takes a slight tag to his shields. Medma is going to buy plenty of time here, though, for Ivan's team in comparison to Dandakuzo, who's the only one rocking any sort of white heals.
That's almost too risky to full commit here. They're just trying to find any angle possible. More than enough ammunition to do so. If you want a full commit, it's going to need a big shot. And Ivan might have just connected it. Hizix goes down. Quick elimination to turn this fight around. as Howley falls shortly after. Down to Puzo, the last player standing. From just tags to being out of materials, Ivan now putting an end to it. That's 3 quick eliminations.
And a nice little hero rank up to carry them through some of this early storm tick damage, but that was just the natural development after Ivan's team was able to pull up the action taking place at Utopia. A big success though, and they're not the only ones kind of hunting out for favorable instances. Eye drop, knocking down Akira, tough break for the French trio. Werex and Karama still kicking though, so you never know what can happen, but on the side, the cliff face. This is a dastardly place to try and fight. Southwest corner tucked away inside of Shogun Solitude, and Sato, Karma, they're hoping that they'll be able to come up on top here versus Upple's team. But Mixon, having already been eliminated, is really stressing Upple and Focus to try and lock in the clutch here. Focus gets good. Oh man, this is starting to develop nasty here for Focus, and he's gonna find himself tumbling. The pressure just too overwhelming. Was trying to get a flank opportunity, and it just does not work out. That's a good heads-up maneuver though from Sato's trio to pull that one out in their favor.
6 eliminations already. What a way to kick off game 1. We haven't seen him yet, but now's the time. Vico Venoflixi looks like they're going head-to-head against Ferdoxy, Chino, and Pablo. We saw how Fred and this trio were able to pick up an elimination earlier on, so they got a bit of damage, but it looks like disengage is going to come through from Vico Venoflixi. And they'll have a bit more time to roam onto zone. We saw that the zone is pulling quite southwest, so for those trios that have more of a northeast drop spot, they can't take as many risks and as many fights. They have to focus a bit more on making it towards zone. Good news is early on, you can tank a good amount of it and kind of take a bit of those shots, but you do have to keep that main focus in mind on how you're actually going to set yourself up for this late mid to end game. And Queasy, Swizzy, Merstache already have that in mind.
This is a very natural flow to see from some of our more veteran teams, just tanking those early storm takes. They've got chug jugs, you've got med kits, probably med miss grenades as well. Yeah, sure enough, rocking their on Merstache, so they can afford to kind of spend this time playing 4 dead side rotates. They have a lot of luxury to work with, especially because of winning that early contest at Demon's Domain. So now, taking advantage of that bunker, it's good. It's a good view currently for Queasy's trio. Opposite ends of the map though, over at Resistance Base, Marius, Pixie, Vanya. They've actually opted to push a little bit more westward from their starting point.
Yeah, based on their location, Marius, Pixie, Vanya is going to go corner of the map, or kind of edge of the map rotate. The only thing I'm, looking at is it is an uncontested drop and flooded. If they are to take that edge rotate, it's going to get them to zone, but, in a major finals lobby, with the way Surge is working, it's going to be incredibly high. You're going to need a good amount of damage, so I'm curious to see how they plan to get that if they do take that kind of edge map rotate down to the zone. As Yapko, Panzer, and Seti now just making it on in.
But what I really think about is Seti, Yapko, and Panzer being the team at Lone Wolf. There's very high odds that Venya, Medius, and Pixie are actually a team that they're going to encounter quite often in early Surge-based instances. We didn't get a chance to tune in for this game, but it's just a very frequently known exchange that takes place between those couple of POIs, because naturally the way that the map develops, players are going to learn each other's loot paths, and they're going to do everything in their power, Takata, to try and shut each other down. But that also involves having a good idea of where teams are going to favor putting these surge bases at. Granted, that's not always going to be the case. For some teams, they just want to get it done the old-fashioned way, and they're having to play out through these box fight opportunities, but it's just leaving yourself so exposed to that third-party intervention. That's probably the primary reason why we see so many teams being able to play off those surges.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more risky to do it the old-fashioned way, as you mentioned. If you're able to do those surge bases, you kind of have the luxury of not needing to worry as much in the mid-game to find those fights, and kind of can focus on those edge map, those dead side type of rotates. Looking at Skavitru, Lex, and Tini is one of the trios that from back-to-back third-place finishes for Trulex at the Global Championships. Now, having not yet qualified in the last major, the last opportunity to qualify to the Global Championship. This is a big tournament for this trio. Good news is they're looking healthy going into this first game, so hopefully we can start off with a good performance.
The big thing to remember about Trulex, though, is that he's the sort of guy where you might not necessarily see him. Wow, hold that thought, though. It's getting active for a second there with the kill switches. Okay, we see you. Good recovery. They definitely needed that surge after the early spill experience with Akira at the starting point. But yeah, that's a great opener for trying to establish a little bit of dominance in case they're looking to play Island here.
Big fan favorite. Mr. Savage, Reason, and Chap. You know, when you get kind of the luxury of the zones pulling towards your POI, I mean, Savage is a northwest completely, but it's not as far as a rotate compared to some of the trios, so good job recycling surge bases and kind of using it to capitalize on these trios that are rotating on in. Even being on a bit more of a congested side is going to open them up to more opportunities to land those shots.
Gotta take a little peek, though, into what's been developing with Pink, Nebs, and Kyoto. A little bit of traffic starting to pool here into Crime City. Kyoto, Pink, Nebs, just getting one of the buildings, clearing out space for themselves. They're 638 above that surge damage threshold, so they're not really feeling super pressured just yet, but probably would like to get a nice little refresh here. Same thing that Lixium currently hunting down. Pantry, he's just been going through the ringer from the starting point of this match, and things are not slowing down. Cantry nearly turns it in his favor, but Lixium will hold strong, and that is a big come up. Gotta keep in mind, one of our fresher teams to an FNCS Major 3 Grand Finals, and a big starting point for getting your name out there is just being able to win your trades and make them clean in the process.
What you love to see, though, it's a good way to set yourself up. I mean, it's 12 long matches. 6 are going to be played out today, 6 tomorrow. So if you're able to kick things off strong with a solid match, it's definitely kind of going to boost your momentum and mentality going forward. So it's what you love to see for one of the more fresh trios, like you mentioned, as we can see kind of how Mr. Savage, Chap, and Reason's surge strategy paid off, being 1.5k above the threshold. Tayson, Harris, Chicho, a trio that's already qualified to the Global Championship, also done an amazing job in terms of damage.
I know one thing overheard Savage kind of talking about a little bit earlier on. He's having a little chat with Motor, who I'm sure Bear Army is definitely watch party and viewing, showing some support and mad love, but I get it. It's just that so many players talk about how they have strats cooking. Savage was one of them. Savage was saying, I got something crazy in the works here. So I love the fact that we're getting these quick little checkups, kind of see when that feast is going to actually come into play. But until that time, we'll just see what happens with Venno, Flixie, and Vico. Again, another huge powerhouse team here in EU that has the spotlight on them.
Showing the experience in terms of the damage that all these trios we've looked at having. But now it all comes down to the most important parts of the match, where the most placement can be acquired, the most amount of eliminations tend to come through. It's setting yourself up for this moment. That's the whole point of the early game. Get a good position, get enough loot, enough materials to make something happen here. A trio that's not as healthy, 389 above, should still be enough for now, but even with 4 eliminations, they're gonna have to keep an eye out.
Cammy knows better, though. He doesn't want to just try and dive straight into the heart of that Southside Crime City. Just way too much congestion building. Ooh. But they have pulled a nearly perfect zone, and they are more than content to just stay put here, Takata. They're just going to find optimal, a little bit of elevation here, a little bit of a pivot, switch things up, but Flixie, Vico, Venno, but Lucy underneath them with hardly any HP to work with. He's just doing everything he can to survive, but his time has cut short. There's Venno, Flixie, Vico, big developments there.
Nice quick pickup. You can see how quickly the threshold can change. They were 1.4 above, and now they're only 500 above. Merstash, though, be careful. He's dropped down on the floor, gets knocked. Queasy is going to fall shortly after. One of our top contenders. 2 of the star players already down before the endgame has even begun.
That lobby focus is just a different beast entirely. As if worrying about your surge damage wasn't enough. When you just have every single team in the lobby, it feels like shooting your direction. Naturally, some losses are probably going to occur here. Pablo, Gino for Doxy, though, they might be looking for height.
And when you have a trio, as you saw in the quick stat, they didn't take a single tick of damage in the Major 2 finals. Now just 300 above. It shows how difficult this specific Major finals actually is. What level of competition we're seeing. I actually see Mr. Savage, Shab, and Reason in the most elevated position so far. Sato down below, though, doing what they can for a quick triple spray. Gonna drop down. Very, but is it gonna be enough for the knock? It is. Look at the amount of eliminations that this trio already has, Taco.
Smart there, though, using that unstable. You like to pull them in closer so they don't have to actually expose themselves. Jumping into the other box for the body loot. Good heads-up play. And Sato, Karma, Splik. Hey. For right now, Takada, that little bit of a refresh, leaving them with ample amount of materials. They're going to have the ability to just prioritize exclusively on positioning, and that's really the big heads-up moment here that we're trying to keep an eye out for, is who's actually going to take over the control on front side, because great minds think alike. We're seeing Veno, we're seeing Tayson at that front side low currently, but Reason, Chap, Savage, height is their primary interest, because they know what kind of advantages height can provide.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just great minds think alike, it's are you set up enough to do what the ideal situation might permit. It's all about having, like you said, enough materials, enough loot to kind of commit to certain plays depending on the zone. And when you get those refreshes, it really just put you in a position where you're able to capitalize on that. But being 10 below, Vico, Veno, Flixie now are going to choose to just try and find any connection possible. Having already rotated front side, they can look back at these trios. We're a little late to the party, take a few shots, but pressure could come through.
Just trying to be careful, and it's sure it's about getting Surge online. Pause on that, though. Trouble has definitely struck here for Savage and Chap. Reason eliminated, leaving them as a duo now to try and contest all these other healthy trios, but not everybody's healthy. But not everybody is in iDrop, Cammy, and Hottie's position here, Takada. This is just looking like they started their setup in the last zone, and they're just keeping the flow rolling for Doxy. Big shutdown there from iDrop. You give him the mythic DMR, those are the kinds of plays you want to see happen.
Taking down one of the top competitors. Who would have thought, if we look back in Major 2, that Cammy, iDrop, and Chari would be on height game 1 of the Major 3 finals, from a newly formed trio to qualifying through the last chance qualifier, and now prime position, first moving zone in game 1 here. Flixie, Veno, on the other hand, have already lost their teammate.
It's another just big blow to some of our top favorite teams, but Flixie looking to take whatever advantages he can, just trying to get some pot shots into players skirting by, looking for those open-ended rotations. They can at least play off these dash charges from the dash sprite, but overhead, Hottie, iDrop, Cammy, just continuing to tarp out. They have total control of the high ground for right now, and I just keep thinking back, Takada, to what height might look like if Queasy was still in this lobby. But his team was injured earlier on. Veno, Flixie, they're trying to make something happen. They know that Tayson's under a lot of duress here. They're trying to add to it, but you've also got to keep track of what's taking place on your back tarp. And Veno trying to see if he can maybe play for the pre-edit. He's just looking to take advantage of spraying, pressuring teams, because he needs to surge more than anything, and they just keep barely pushing themselves over the cusp of that surge damage threshold. But will it be enough? They're going to have to use the Medimus now and just play through backside.
Armor down. It's Veno and Flixie as a duo. You can see Sato's trio had 10 eliminations, and they were still below Surge in the 10th zone. It didn't matter, they had double digits. Veno, Flixie somehow still holding on. Good amount of mats left, but it's all wood. They're gonna have to find a potential refresh soon. Cammy, Hari, iDrop from the far zone pull. They have to be running quite low on materials. Mr. Savage is a solo as well. Sato as a solo. He's somehow kept up. The big pot gonna be used, but now it's riding the wave and playing it slow.
Savage is just doing everything he can think of to buy himself a little bit more time. Hopefully that's going to be enough to be the difference between one placement and the next. Savage is just forced to continue using out the last little bits of his white heels. Now fully exposed, 0 builds left to his name. He's going to take a tumble here. Waited out for game 2, but Sato still rocking it as a solo. Immediately put down though the moment that he tries to layer switch down to the ultimate low.
Raining bullets from above. Chari, Cammy still holding strong. Tayson's gonna lose her wrist though. All up to Chicho now, and Tayson is a duo. Good news is they have enough heals. Bad news is not a lot of time. Flixie, Venno, they're still holding on. They're still doing it. The issue is, I think their second height, the pressure's not stopping from Cammy. They know that they have to keep pushing them down lower and lower. They want them to fight the trios down low, and with materials running low, it's gonna have to happen soon.
Nobody has any mats to work with unless you're Cammy, Hottie, and everyone else in the low ground just so stuck, tumbling over each other. Skabi, Teeny, Trulex trying to see if they can get away from being smothered. But Hottie, iDrop, Cammy, they've got a firm grasp on height. Even if they need to drop for a refresh, they are one of our few healthy-looking trios still in this current position. Venno, Flixie, trying to just chase after whatever they can get. Gonna look to play the medkit now. They're not the only ones either, but Seti, Yapko, this could be the ultimate dynamic. Old versus new here, essentially. Yapko keeping it rolling. A good exchange, but it might not be enough. Panzer, Seti, they're the only ones left to try and get the job done here, but they're tumbling back towards the deep side of the storm, and they have to play their heels. Cammy from overhead. This has just been completely turned upside down here for Venno. He can no longer survive.
Big pumps coming through. Cammy has left both of his teammates to run down below and start fragging out. Neither one of them has been eliminated yet. All they need to do is pick up a couple more eliminations to close this out, but Axe Force is going to misform a way to start the heal off. He has multiple medkits. iDrop now on the hunt. Where did you go? I'm listening. Nathan, final player in the zone, gets knocked down, and the heal off begins.
And now it's exclusively down to how long can you withstand it. Cammy, what are we working with here, bud? We see the Medmis grenade, and it's more than enough. Cammy sending a message. This is my new team, and we are here to do the same thing you have witnessed me do so many times in the past, and it is win a game in a major finals.
We thought they were out. Having not qualified in Group 3, it was looking grim. The final opportunity and the last chance gave them a spot in the major finals. And despite being contested, Cammy, Hari, and iDrop were able to secure a 14 elimination victory royale in the first game of the EU Major 3 finals. What a way to kick off this tournament.
It's also just the factor that we saw Seti, Yapko, and Panzer in the mix there, Takata. Who would have thought that this is where we would be right now? But even taking a look back to the success that Cammy's trio had in game 1, so much of it needs to be credited towards iDrop. He was just getting so fraggy in these lower layers, finding every single refresh, everything that he could possibly do to thin out the lobby to ensure that Cammy would have the best odds at success for the heal off.
I want to know how many eliminations they were able to pick up in those final moments, and there's 3 beautiful faces that can break it down for us. So Frankie, take it away.
Quick maths. 13 eliminations for Cammy's trio. They set out their stall in this final early, just as they did the high ground boys. That masked for Mr. Cross, establishing themselves and holding on to it until the victory royale, Evan.
And it wasn't an easy game of pools, right? It's not like Zone just kept pulling back and they could stay up on their old bills. At times, Zone was pulling far and they just held on to it. Such good pressure. Anybody that could have been a threat with some of these zones was just eliminated through relentless spray. They did so well there, Minnie.
Yeah, this is just an experienced performance throughout, really. Nobody could even look up at high. Of course, we don't have the likes of Queasy in the lobby, so maybe things have been a little bit different if he was, but the way that they played this high ground was absolutely perfect. You could almost replace the three names with Vanya's team, and we would have said the exact same thing. It's a very Vanya-esque performance, taking it nice and early. And I have to mention iDrop. What a performance from him right there. We've spoken about it previously, Levin, about how iDrop performs very well leading up to major finals, and then when it comes to the major finals, he isn't quite at that level. Hopefully now, this is a sign of things to come.
Yeah, I think the big thing for him, right, is that in this trio, in previous trios when we've looked at iDrop, there's obviously been more of a burden on him to hold the responsibility. And I know it's something he struggled with even earlier this year when he was playing with iDrop, Sky, and Scroll, and it was, everyone saying they're, favorites, they can do really good. And he struggled, right? And I know he had spoken to some other top pros being like, I didn't actually know how to call some of those mid games with Surge. I didn't know what to do. In this trio, though, when you've got Cammy, you've got the help of BloodX, in your core, being able to make decisions for you, it takes that burden off. He can focus on playing this game. He can focus on fragging out like he did in that end game, and we get to see the result of it.
3 individuals who didn't have the best start to Chapter 6 are now thriving, but can it continue? Let's have a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be discussing the rest of the lobby. Welcome back to the FNCS Europe Major 3 finals, and the drama started before the games even began, but what a game one, gentlemen. Levin, we should talk about Vico and Flixie first of all. Unfortunately, we lost Vico at the start of the end game, but it didn't matter to these two in a way because this duo put on a masterclass. At one point, you were watching in the green room saying, oh, that is a beautiful rotation from Benno, Levin.
Yeah, well, it comes, that rotation, maybe we'll see it. It comes a bit later in the game, but I think it was critical for one reason in particular, in that it allowed them to save so much materials, and that's always so important when you are just a duo, right? All these other trios left in the lobby, right? All these tarpers, they get to just sit there, keep tarping out. They got 2 fraggers ready to drop their materials. In this case, Veno, he's only got Flixie there. When Flixie's mats run out, they're in trouble, and so he makes great calls to keep them in the game longer than they probably should be, Mini, with, you know, again, great timings, using the med miss to, you know, camp in zone a bit so that they could then use the dashes to get ahead of the rest of the lobby. Really well played for them as a duo there, and again, it's signs of what's to come. If they can be all 3 of them up, especially with Vico's fragging power to get refreshes in some of these end games, they're going to be more than okay moving forward.
Yeah, it's exactly what we can expect from this trio when they do become a duo. Even a solo, they're 3 individual, so talented players, so we can expect that moving forward, and it just gives them that little bit of a buff now. This first game, they didn't have a great performance, of course, not being all alive, but the fact that they're able to pull through and get a really nice placement, that 4th right there, it just shows they can do that when things are looking a little bit rough, so really excited to see what they can do for the rest of the day.
And it's an exciting top 10, and it's a very exciting top 2. Look at who's in second place right now. Seti, Yapko, and Panzer Mini Minor.
Yeah, another great performance from these guys. We come to expect this sort of level of gameplay from this lot, and what they're really good at here is they're really good at playing these low ground layers. You saw Cammy just sort of spraying down at them, but they dominated this entire area, and I think we used that, or they used that experience that Panzer and Seti would have from playing this sort of position previously to do so well, finding so many eliminations as well, Evan. A really nice performance in the end, of course, 3rd place, not getting into that top 2, but they'll be really happy with that start.
I mean, it was looking like the script was going to come through and it was going to be Seti's trio head-to-head clash in the final moment, which would have been nice. And maybe we will still get that at some point today. But again, a really great account of themselves here in this first game. 2 teams in Seti's trio and in Cammy's trio who are both teams that are looking for a global spot, and they start off with great intentions. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from the both of them.
There are 2 trios that a computer might have predicted to make it to the end game of Game 1, but didn't. And if you cast your minds back to the start of Game 1, we saw a rather dramatic showdown over at Demon's Domain. I don't think Queasy was expecting Malabuka to come his way, Levin.
You know
no
what?
one was.
I mean, we certainly weren't, but at the same time, I wouldn't count it out for Queasy to have, right? You know, I know Queasy very well, and I know he can be a bit of an overthinker at times, and I'm sure this is something he would have thought about. So, look, whether or not he was prepared for it, Mini, it doesn't matter, because they were prepared in the game, right? They dealt with them off spawn swiftly. They made quick work of them, and they showcased maybe why Malabuka's trio shouldn't have landed here, because I feel like if you're going to make that decision, Mini, right, if you're thinking, okay, cool, we're going to tell them we're going to leave, then we're just going to surprise con them. Game 1. Not even just like a random point of the day. Game 1. You got to win, man. You can't come out and then just not win. You got to make sure you are on point for that off spawn.
And I was so surprised at that as well. This isn't like they're just landing at a completely new drop spot that they haven't been landing at all season. They've been practicing this drop. They've been learning it so well. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do next now. Are they going to continue landing at Demon's Domain? Will we see them at Utopia City? Will we see them going anywhere? Who knows?
Well, we're going to find out right now with Game 2. Let's head back to Taco and Takata.
Doubt the only thing that they want to see is finding themselves eliminated early. It's tough out there, the Takata. Anything and everything could take place because everyone is trying to find those final seats for the Global Championship Battle Bus.
That they are. An eventful Game 1 from the kind of surprise comeback at Demons to literally having Cammy and Seti together, not as teammates, but touching each other on the leaderboard in 1st and 2nd place. This is a way to kick things off, and we're ready for game number 2.
Everybody's kind of had their chance to figure out what's the pacing going to be like, because it's one thing to play through the group stage, it's one thing to play through the open quals phase and all that good stuff, Takata, but it's another demon entirely when you are dealing with a set lobby in a major grand finals.
I'm excited to see what happens here. Game 2, things are obviously going to change up, but not a Demon's Domain, as once again we have the Titans clashing.
Okay, but this could be the revenge tour moment. Ping, gonna be the first one to touch down. Mustache immediately bails. It's gonna be the underbelly here at Demon's Domain that they're gonna look to try and take over now. Malabuka just clearing out some line of sights. Swizzy, another member of Queasy's team, just forced to scurry off, but with the top of the building being fully locked down by Malibuca's team, we might see things even out here, Dakota. They need to strike back. They need to come up big here because they need to play out a game, but it might not happen.
No way!
But Ping actually closes this one up. Only has one build. Tried to play last minute for the revive. It's just not going to be a possibility here. Merstache holds strong at Demon's Domain. Possibly even getting a little bit of indirect help out of the bots here.